Okay guys, so I'm making this video specifically for those that are interested in futures, but we're going to be talking about bond futures. This is our bond futures indicator. Now this is just a portion of the indicator, just looking at the outright futures contracts. The white is going to be the UB, the blue is going to be ZB, and the green is going to be ZN. And I want to walk through and show the bond students how I've simplified this analysis. So if I go to the beaker, I'm just looking at the one indicator. I don't have the spreads. If I hit this little button here, I'm using cycles. I'm using a monthly cycle, show implied ranges. Then what I did is if we scroll down, we're only looking at the UB, the ZB. I turned the TN off and the ZN. Everything else is turned off. So we're just looking at the ZN, the 10-year future contract, the ZB, the 30-year future contract, and the UB is going to be the ultra. Now down below, the upper band and lower band of the ZB of the 30-year is going to be blue. The ZN upper and ZN lower is going to be green. And all this is showing me is the straddle from the options on those futures contract. So the upper and lower band is showing me the implied range of those futures contract. So if I go OK, apply, OK. The green is going to be the 10-year. The blue is going to be the 30-year. Now how we trade these, how we look at these, if I go back, you'll see I'm doing it on a month. So this is going to be the start of the month. We're starting it like on your mark, get set, go, July 1st. So nothing matters before them. We fix the implied range from the straddle, and here's how it behaves. They both trade up. Notice the 10-year gets right to its range, comes off. Notice the 10-year gets right to its range, rallies. Nothing, but again, the white here is the UB. You can use the ZB for the UB, kinda. The ZB is the blue, so there's not really anything to do, right? This is in no man's land. The outside of the implied is way up here for that ZB. Nothing. The ZN gets close, doesn't get up there. There we go. Trigger. Gets close, comes off. Now the white is going to be the UB. So the ZB never got on the outside of its implied range. So there's really no trade there. But the UB is definitely more expensive relative to the others. I'm talking with Pablo right now, the creator of the indicator, because possibly we should put the UB implied lines as well. That might give us better direction. But for those out there that are using this tool, you got to play around with it. You got to tinker with anything. You need to tinker because as the market changes, you need to be able to control whatever tools you're using because the market will change. It'll evolve over time. As traders, we need to evolve with the market. It's just like any other business. Over time, business is going to change. If you always do the same thing, you're going to get run over, right? By those who are continuing to keep up with the overall market. So for those out there with the bond toolkit, this message specifically for you, guys, play around. Simplify things. You could always play around with it by, for instance, what I did, I just looked at this one. And then I just looked at 3 futures contract. Go to the beaker. Get rid of one. Apply. OK. Go to the beaker. Here. Use cycles. Yes. You can use the options expiration. You can use the month. You can use the week. I went month. Show implied ranges. Yes. And then I just turned off what was confusing for me. I wanted to simplify things. So I'm always going to tinker with these tools. ZB lower, ZN, OK, apply, OK. We have a little bit more data on here, so let's go to a 10-day right? Because if we're going to go a monthly, right now it's June 8th or 9th or whatever it is. So I only need about 10 days. You got that? Started from the beginning. There you go. That's how I set it up. Simplify, simplify, simplify until you get very comfortable with it. Never trade, never make a trade until you fully understand the tools that you're using. Anybody out there with the bond toolkit, if you have any questions, email support@activedaytrader. Anybody else who's interested in learning more about the bond toolkit, email support@activedaytrader. Topic, bond toolkit. Thanks, guys. Jonathan Rose, Active Day Trader.